Cyber briefing for Wednesday, the 5th of June. I'm Stephen Ridgway. Probably already seen it, but the thing of the moment, certainly in the UK, is that a third-party company that provides services to Guy's Hospital and St Thomas's Hospital NHS Foundation, and also the King's College Hospital NHS Trust, has been hacked, which has resulted in operations being cancelled and various other particularly undesired outcomes. So basically, this company provides pathology lab and diagnostic services, and obviously without the diagnostic services and so on, the hospitals are then unable to perform some of the operations and some of the procedures that they were originally planned in. So it is patient affecting. Hopefully, nobody will be. Well, in fact, I was going to say it's true. Hopefully, nobody will die as a consequence of this. So, whichever groups have kicked this thing off, I hope they have that on their conscience. TikTok has fixed a 0-day bug that's been used to hijack high-profile accounts. Slightly mouthful of a heading. So over the past week, attackers have hijacked certain high-profile TikTok accounts, mainly ones associated to companies and celebrities. There was a 0-day vulnerability that allowed attackers to take control of the accounts. So it's been fixed now. So if you are using TikTok, just make sure if you've got apps and whatever that you have nudged them and have got them updated ASAP. Although I would also question certainly if security or privacy matter to you, what are you doing on TikTok? Come on. It's Chinese gathering all things about all people via expressive dance videos. Zyxel, ZYXEL, has issued an emergency patch against a remote code execution vulnerability in some of its end-of-life NAS devices. The flaws impact NAS 326 devices running firmware versions. So we've got the horrible way that they version things. 5.21 brackets AAZF.16 close brackets CO, and earlier. It also affects NAS 524 devices running firmware 5.21 brackets ABAG.13 close brackets CO and older. Come on, guys, I'm sure you could come up with a better way of naming your firmware versions than that. There are 5 vulnerabilities that have been patched for these. So good on Zyxel to be rolling out retrospective patches to end-of-life solutions. However, that doesn't get away from the fact that end-of-life, there are various end-of-life stages, and Cisco are famous for having so many end-of-life stages you can never quite work out how dead something really was. However, the two that I've always considered to be terminal end of life are either, if it's hardware, the point where you can't get hardware replacements, so you can't renew your hardware support, and from a software perspective, um, the point at which you no longer get security updates, and there really should be nothing in anybody's estate, big or small, you should be nothing which you can't patch for security reasons. And relying on vendors to do you a favor and patch end of life stuff is a risky approach to um, information security and cyber security. I read somewhere today, what was the quote? Hope is not a cybersecurity strategy. Well, on to other things. Microsoft has depreciated or is depreciating Windows NTLM authentication profile. It's been around since Noah, and quite frankly, probably deserves to die a death now. But it is, I suppose, in some ways, a little sad to see it go. I cut my teeth on understanding authentication protocols based on NTLM years ago. There are lots of reasons why, from an architectural perspective, it's not securable these days. It's just too difficult. To keep on top of it, things like pass the hash attacks, give attackers structural ways in which they can compromise NTLM. So shame to see it go. It's been around since 1993 as part of Windows NT 3.1. And it's the thing that replaced LAN Manager protocol, which was truly insecure but kind of cool back in the days when actually making two computers talk to each other was really, really cool stuff. So it's being phased out. Be aware of that. I would be surprised if many people are still relying on it, but there still are some out there. Move to Kerberos or something else. So, just finishing off with a couple of quite interesting articles. We don't generally, in this briefing, recommend things, and so this isn't recommendations. However, sometimes it is useful to have reviews, and reviews in this case of the best secure browsers for privacy. There was an article in ZDNet that reviews Brave, Firefox, Tor, DuckDuckGo, and Mullvad, which I've never actually not come across browsers. I think an unsurprising selection of browsers. However, it is a good article, and it does give you insights into how these browsers track what you are doing. And are they blocking ads and so on and so forth. So if you are interested, the overall best browser for privacy is, according to this article, Brave. Various other browsers have been tested, and it gives you a pretty decent overview of how privacy features have been enabled or not within the browsers themselves. So worth a read if privacy is something that matters to you. And then finally, from me today, I'm pretty sure that most people in the IT technical parts of organisations, parts of the world, and in the cyber parts of the world, are very aware of the challenges around shadow IT. Well, there are some places where you would really hope that users were not undertaking acts to implement and use shadow IT. And I think one of them would be on a US Navy combat ship. So it appears that now former Command Senior Chief Grisel Marrero even, has been tried and convicted for setting up an illicit Wi-Fi network on her ship. No shit, Sherlock. Really? That's not a good thing to do? My God. Apparently, US ships are connected to Starlink for internet connectivity, and this was discovered because the stats from the official use of Starlink had been doctored in a report to hide the fact that there was a whole load of traffic being generated by this illicit network. Was used by most of the crew apparently. Yeah, I just what on earth? What on earth was she thinking? So anyway, that one it astonished and somewhat tickled me. So yeah, okay, that'll do for today. Hope you have a good Wednesday, and I'll speak to you all. And it is Wednesday today, and I will speak to you